They are not that bad. And watch for the pearls. We're going to hear about there may be dark and gray, but don't lose faith. Also, there'll be discussion about soul color, warriors, and Buddhists. And wait, do hang out for the special meditation. Welcome to the New Spirit Radio Show by the Society of Novus Spiritus, founded by world-renowned spiritual teacher Sylvia Browne. Today should be December 3rd of 2025. I sure hope everybody agrees with that. Coming to you live from California, both NorCal and SoCal are your hosts, Reverend Tom Bigley and Reverend Catherine Taylor, playing audio segments we call Messages from Spirit. Why? Helping you answer the fundamental question, what are we here for?
These segments are recorded trance sessions from Francine, Sylvia's spirit guide. So for new people, Sylvia was a full trance medium, which means Sylvia contracted to let her and Francine's essences exchange places in Sylvia's body. And we think of our bodies being similar to a car, where one driver gets out and another driver gets in. And this allowed Francine to share spiritual knowledge with us directly from the other side.
On occasion, another master teacher and healer, a guide named Rahim, would exchange with Sylvia and present us with spiritual information as well. Francine and Rahim shared directly from sources like the Akashic Records, Mother and Father God, our spirit guides, Christ, and many others.
And meanwhile, during trance, Sylvia would sit on a nice bench in a rose garden on the other side.
And here are our hosts, Reverend Catherine Taylor and Reverend Tom Bigley.
Hello, how is it going, Tom?
We are going.
Happy
not going
December.
Anywhere. We are moving forward here.
You sure?
Yes.
Amazing.
Fun. Glad we're all joined together. Yeah, we've all conglomerated together here, regardless of when you're listening to this. Welcome to all the new viewers, subscribers. Appreciate pushing those buttons and all that fun stuff. I want to do a quick agenda so that everybody understands what are we talking about. What are the fun things that we're sharing here tonight. We're going to start out with some announcements, and then we get into our favorite segment we call "How Did You Use Novus Spiritus Philosophy?" If you're familiar with it, now's a fun time to start posting in the comments. Later, or after that, we'll have special prayers and a moment of silence. Then we get into the trance segments. This week, it's actually the last two pieces of the end of a night of trance, or a trance night, and it has a special meditation to go with it. So we won't get a meditation from Sylvia. We get a bonus meditation from Francine. That's followed by closing notes. And wait for it, right after that, it's the novena. It's a special prayer ceremony where I will talk about that and lead us through later. That's followed by some appreciation, and then we conclude with a prayer by Sylvia. Also, if you're interested in sharing with everybody, what did we provide? How did you like it? What was the best piece of information you got? What was the best pearl of information you got? Put it in the chat and we'll do our best to grab that and post it on the bottom of the screen. Our first activity, our first event, we're going to light a candle. If wherever you are, if it's appropriate for your location. All right. There we go. I hear it. By all means, light a candle where you're at if it's appropriate. If it's not, great. Find something relatively reasonable facsimile and give some cheer.
Beautiful.
Announcements. Again, welcome to all the new subscribers and followers. I'm not sure if you want to help others benefit from this content, but you can help pay it forward and promote this content. How? On Facebook, if you would share, like, and follow, and on YouTube, if you'd subscribe, give the thumbs up, and click on the bell, that just tells the systems to say, hey, this is important stuff to many of us. and we think it would be important to others. You can also donate with credit card, Venmo, and PayPal on our website. If you are familiar with Zelle, that's another money transfer system that we support, we participate in. It's a money transfer system that's supported by the major banks. If you're going to use Zelle, we encourage you to send it to office@novus.org. That way we get it and nobody else does when you want to support. Events. There's going to be, so this is the last week for the year. Can you believe that? Because there's no show on December 10, 17, 24, of course, 24th is Christmas Eve, or the 31st, which is New Year's Eve. I'm going to be busy on the 10th, the 17th, I'm going to be recouping on the 17th. So that's why we're like, hey, this is, for some might be sad but true. This will be the last for this year, and looking forward to seeing all of you, watching for you all next year. So yes, we should return January 7th. That'll be the first Wednesday of the year. Also, I don't know if you need a GPS for your life's path, but when you are lost, like a GPS helps you find the right direction, Chris Dufresne helps you navigate your spiritual path. So don't miss out on Chris question specials or sign up for a reading. You can go to his website at where is he? chrisrightnow.com and sign up for email notifications by putting your email on the website, or actually finding out how to book a reading. Facebook users, just a reminder, these videos get deleted after 30 days. It's not so much recent now. Policy of Facebook, they don't want to hang on to these long context things. So you'll have to look at past videos of ours. You'll have to find another venue like YouTube to view past shows like this. Also, if you are new from as a Facebook users, if you would like us to see your information, your username, you're going to have to go to our description in any of the videos. Go to the description and you click on accepting permissions. There's a link down there, talkstudio.streamlabs.com/Facebook. It'll take you to some permission thing that you got to click on. Fortunately, it's only a one-time thing. Then your name shows up and everybody else can see who you are, including us. All right, that is any announcements. Now, man, what is, my voice is cracking. Is this anti-puberty or something? I don't know.
No.
Usually your voice cracks when you're changing life in early ages. Now is our fun feature we call How Did You Use Novus Spiritus Philosophy last week? And I offered a cat. You can either go first, point at me, or we can do rock, scissors, paper, or go find out what people are sharing on our posting in the comments.
Okay. This is perfect time for everyone listening. If you feel like you have something to share, testimonial, prayer request, or what did you use of Novus philosophy, this is perfect time to say it while Tom and I share our excitements. Also, a warm hello to Reverend Yvonne Dillsworth, Reverend Cass, Reverend Danny. And it is so beautiful to have you here, and to everyone who is a regular listener and anyone new joining. It's just we're so blessed to have to be in community with everyone here. Apps just makes me a little emotional. I will volunteer to go first for what did we use of Novus philosophy.
All right.
I wanted to give a testimonial. So last week I shared that I had felt like I had possibly really stepped in this situation and possibly really missed some things. And I had shared that I had prayed in a very intentional way to Father God to say, hey, if I messed this up, please please let me know. Like,
Yeah.
I want to do whatever I can to approach the situation, because I certainly hadn't approached the situation with any bad intentions whatsoever, but there was certainly a lot of emotions that had happened. So with that, I wanted to share that the situation ended up turning out better than I could possibly ever hope for.
Mm-hmm.
All parties involved ended up having it's the best possible outcomes that we could just. I was startled by how trusting myself in the moment, because I had gone into the initial difficult discussion. I had gone into the initial difficult discussion with checking in with my intention and saying, like, I'm kind of feeling like I need to say this, or feeling like I should say this. And so that was my intention going in, and it was very difficult, and there's a lot of emotions. And then days later, just the situation, like a whole other separate situation happened. And because of that initial discussion, people now had the tools and reflective, I was startled, and I was saying, thank you, God. I'm glad that I listened to the part of us that we talk about, is like it's impossible to go into a situation and not offend somebody in the room, right? We've heard that. It's like but what Sylvia always says is, like, I say a prayer to God, and I say, let me find the best words that I possibly can for this situation, and then get out of my own way and just go for it. And I've also always kind of maintained that sometimes it takes 99 times to get to 100, and maybe we might be like, something else that we know about Novus philosophy is that we don't know what the immediate outcome is going to be in a situation before we're in it, because otherwise it gives the game away. There's a lesson there. But sometimes we see after the fact, or far after the fact, of saying, like, oh, that was what was going on. Okay, that was very, very interesting. And so I was just so startled by how things went in that entire episode. And I was so startled by how much I appreciate where I'm at now, where I'm not constantly always doubting myself. I'm like, oh God, I'm going to say the right thing. And it's just getting easier and easier to be able to use my voice in a situation and just check in with God right before I go in and say, I don't know that I'm going to have the exact words for this, but
hit it.
But hit it. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going in with the best intention that I possibly can. Let's try to see what good we can do. So I'm really, really deeply affected by how that went, and it just couldn't have possibly have gone better.
Nice.
And
nice.
I'm deeply, deeply appreciative. And
it sounds like it could have been like sour grapes for everybody, and disagreement, but yet it sounds like it's everybody seems to understand, and people understand and are, it sounds like, in agreement based on what you shared with them.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And something Raheem said a long time ago that's really stuck with me is, he said that it is a shame that people don't give each other feedback about how they're coming off.
Mm-hmm.
I have thought about that a lot since I heard it in these trances that we are so blessed to be able to do. I don't know. I've thought about that for years and tried to work on getting more gumption in the moment and more awareness and meta awareness in the moment, saying, like, okay, well, if I were to give feedback to somebody about something that was bothersome or very good that they done, or something that I see that they're working on, like, well, what would be those things? And or if something is more on the difficult side. So I've really tried to work on that, and
Hmm.
um,
That should be a favorite famous phrase. It sounds like.
yes,
We'll have to find that.
yes, we'll have to find it. Absolutely. So I wanted to share that because it was really amazing. I was very, very, very moved. Wanted to share that and just give an update. I have one more thing I want to share, if that's okay.
Or you want to take my spot? I mean,
No,
go ahead. Go.
no, I'm
Go.
so excited.
I'm
Just
teasing.
so
Go ahead.
excited. Okay. So, another update. Since we were talking a couple months ago about soulmates, and I mentioned essence leak, and Francine was talking about how like a person's essence can leak after a really, really difficult time. I started integrating in my prayers over, I want to say, last 4 weeks, last month. I started integrating in my prayers, like, Asna, if I have gone through any essence leak, please do whatever you can on your side, and I will work on the baby steps on my side to try to reintegrate some any essence leak that might have happened. And I feel a difference. I feel a really, really remarkable difference, and it's really interesting. So I just wanted to share that because I thought it was fascinating. I'm feeling pretty good about life, and the things that felt like, oh man, why can I not hold like this aspect of my of things together as easily as like 5 years ago? Now, why is it's been so difficult over since the pandemic and whatnot? Things have just gotten so much easier, and so I've just kept in mind what we heard a month ago, which was that it just takes the individual, if they've gone through an essence leak, it just takes them doing baby steps. And so I've been doing getting back in the routines and the habits and things that I used to have before the pandemic, and praying to Asna to help smooth things out. And if essence leak did happen, please let that be reintegrated so that I can be the best that I possibly can to make a positive difference in the world. That is so I just wanted to share that. So there's two good updates, two fantastic updates. I was so excited to share. So
All right.
Thank you very much.
Well, that leaves. I hope there's a lot of comments, because that was extra time for people to be typing their use of Novus philosophy. And yes, well, no, I didn't do my homework, but yes, I have something to share.
Oh, please do. Yes.
Recently, I used to host. Sorry. Let me go back a ways. I used to host a study group, and I can't remember if it was Tuesday or Wednesday night, something like that. Actually, it was Wednesday nights, right? Because anyway, that's what I recall. We used to do the show. How the show used to be done years ago, and we would have study group right after at like 7 o'clock. That's right. That makes sense now. Then a group of us in my area, would get together. That didn't last forever. Many of them, have gone their separate way. In their one of the ladies, older lady, loved cats, loved Elvis. I guess moved to another state and fell ill at some point. One of the other study group members went to her in the hospital, visited her in the hospital, and was finding that she's struggling and just concerned about passing over. She had medical challenges that the body was just failing, basically, for lack of a better term, and was just anxious about leaving, is what it seems like. And the second study group person called somebody and got me to, hey, let's connect, and asked me to do some prayers with her, talk with her about what to expect. And I did. I called a couple times, gave some reminders of what happens when you cross over, and some examples that maybe she had seen, just to put them in her mind, help her calm, give her calm about what's going on and where she may be going and so on. helped give some relief. And I did that a couple of times with her. That seemed to have helped, seemed to have calmed her down. According to the second study group person. And what was it, like the third or fourth, after the third or fourth day, after my call, apparently her breathing changed dramatically from, what we would think of as resting to very short and very distant breaths, as it were, time wise. And she was just, breathing less, and but she was okay overnight. Then the next day, I got a call. Hey, can you give us a call? Sorry, back up one night. That day when I heard about the shallow breathing, she wasn't conscious yet. I knew, if I spoke with her, I was on speakerphone talking with her, and I brought up some fun things for her, to remember. Like her favorite favorite celebrity was Elvis. She had a thing about Elvis, and reminded her about not that she could go see him because Elvis was back in life again, but it'd be like the greatest museum that you can't get here. It'd be better than any museum that we would have here. And I spoke about how crossing over, getting through that tunnel, and I shared that I even I had a dream one night and woke up going, wow, what a unique dream. I had dreamt I had gone through the tunnel, and I had, what was it? I cheered somebody on, come on, this way. And I remember getting through that, and this way. And I can't remember if I grabbed their hand or what, but we both, zipped on through. And the next morning, after I remember this dream, I go, oh, holy cow. And then my mom calls and says my brother passed away. And I go, oh, that's interesting. So I explained that's what you can have, is someone to come carry you through if needed. That's what it looks like. So I shared some of those kind of things. And she never came back to consciousness, but and the breathing stayed about the same. And they kind of the people there were two other ladies there in the hospital with this lady that was passing, and they felt, oh, she's probably going to go tonight, so okay, but I'll be available. I was available the next day, and I called sorry, the study group person, the second study group person, texted me and said, okay, let's call at 3. And sure enough, a couple minutes after 3, I was called, and I was like, okay, what's going on, and then what would you like me to talk about? And she had stopped breathing 3 minutes before the phone call. So she
Wow.
I thought, oh, okay, that was interesting. The the kind of challenge was, I was kind of excited for her.
Yeah.
That, oh, wow, cool, she's gone. And the looking back, everybody else in the room, one person, I started talking with some of the other people in the room, and I asked, does anybody want to say anything? And one of the people in the room expressed some thanks and gratefulness for the people coming together. But I was a little too excited, I think. The poor other people weren't understanding of, that was a graduation. It was celebrating, and it kind of seemed like, well, all right, I was a little too excited about this event that they were going through, and because I spoke about grief that's going to be coming, and that's just a normal thing. Anyway, it was an interesting share, and I reflected on it like the last couple of days, because that was where are we? Today's Wednesday. Tuesday was that. Yeah, that was yesterday morning, that she passed. Yesterday afternoon that she passed. And I've just been reflecting on it, like, Okay, not everybody believes in this philosophy the exactly the same way I do. So I need to sort of, well, what is it? Gauge the audience, as it were, and get some more examples of maybe maybe be a little more subdued, as it were, for
Yeah.
the given situation.
It is. I appreciate the different sides of what you just described, and I think that it is truly extraordinary. Like if we're stepped back, we're not the one who is experiencing the loss. It is incredible to witness the sanctity, feeling feeling like God's light come, and the the light that fills the room. And people who work in hospice are familiar with this feeling that happens when someone is right about to transition over. And it is such a sacred, incredible experience. um,
Mm-hmm.
and and that's okay to have joy for, in my opinion. And um,
Yeah, yeah, I can understand. It just seems like, okay, thinking back on it, if you're in a sad mood about what's happened, you may not want to listen to a stand-up comedian who wants to make everybody cheerful. So that's what is it?
yeah,
Know your audience.
no one's audience, sure, but at the same time, we've done, for just for what it's worth, we've some incredible hospice researchers went about and did an incredible study asking people, hey, what did people say to you when you went through your grief and loss? What did people say to you that helped, and what did people say to you that didn't help? And what they found overwhelmingly is that people did not remember anything really about what was said to them, but they did remember if somebody made an attempt. So I
Hmm.
just keep that in
I
mind.
see.
Yeah, they remember if someone made an attempt, they remember if someone was there. And but people by and large do not generally recall the specifics beyond that.
I
So I
would.
keep that in mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking about as you're saying that. I'm like, oh, you're. That's like trauma. For some people, that's traumatic for them, and yeah, it's possible that being in trauma and shock when our mind tends to be in that fight or flight type of
Hmm.
mode is maybe the best word. In our short-term memory and long-term memory sometimes don't garner information, which it's just part of being human, who we are.
Hmm. It is. And I would love to, speaking of humanity, I would love to see what other folks may have to share for what they've used of Novus philosophy recently too, and have our conversation ongoing. Um, if anyone is really struggling with things, because it is the holidays, Chris does have a Ask Chris One Question SOS, and it's $65 on his website. I am going to drop it over in the YouTube comments right now if anyone is curious. And it seems like some folks are you know struggling with things that could potentially use some answers for. So, um, okay, uh, folks are got a number of comments saying our condolences, Tom, and
Thank you.
I've got. Mhm. I'm going to scroll all the way up with lots and lots of comments, which is lovely. AC says, I skipped work today, and I'm glad to be here instead. That is absolutely a relatable feeling.
Okay, what's comparable? I was in PJs in a webinar this morning because I got up late and realized I had 10 minutes to get ready to watch the webinar this morning. And you're skipping work to come and see us, so we do. That's very appreciative.
Mm-hmm. Yvonne on YouTube asks, I'm asking for prayer request for a new job soon. So if everyone listening can say a prayer for Yvonne for that, it would be fabulous and much appreciated. And she also asks, what does Sylvia and Francine say about overcoming depression and fear? Can't see my life path at all right now. Do you have any thoughts?
Overcoming, first start with the medical and start with your diet. Talk to
body first. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Body first. Talk to psychologist or
psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist. Get into therapy. They'll help you take steps to get you. For me, it would be for those type of tools would help me unhabitize things that I've gotten in a habit of while depressed. In addition to that, it's get out and help others while you're dealing with that.
Sylvia did mention that's a big one. That was a big one for her. I remember her writing about that, is that one of the best ways to get out of a terrible depression is just to throw oneself into helping other people. I do remember her saying that one very explicitly.
Yeah. So that's two parts is get medical attention and get out and help someone else. Those are some helpful starts.
Mm-hmm. We'll keep thinking about this, and as more things come to mind, perhaps during the show, we'll be glad to comment on it. Cheryl says, a virtue angel is helping me balance problems I have with my son, and I know it's virtue angel because I see a blue halo light come in and out. That is amazing. Very, very cool. Thank you for sharing. Hello to Pauline over on Facebook. Nice to see you. Nice to have you here. Reverend Cass says, I've been writing letters to the universe. Amazing. Huge, powerful tool. Goodness, yes. Reverend Yvonne on Facebook says, using purple... using the purple muscle? I'm not sure if that's the...
Muzzle.
Thank you. Using the purple, like muzzle, like silk band, yes, around one's face. On everyone I come in contact with, and planting columns of white light as I walk. Excellent. Thank you so very much for sharing those very powerful tools to use. Diopside shares, I've been praying for more infusion as I work on the next draft of my screenplay. Oh, that is incredible. Very, very cool and very, very powerful. Artists on the other side work with us here, is what we've heard many times. Mm-hmm. And God helps us find the right words. Yeah. Yes.
And ask for, infusion. Also meditate on merging with somebody. If you're looking for not just tools, ideas, experience, I could, thinking of things that you may be stumbling on. Ask for merging with somebody on the other side that's had that experience. Somebody that is on the other side that would be an influence for you. They're there to help share their essence. You can bring that back with you
Yes. Also, if you really, really are just like going so hard at this and you want even more, I would encourage you to go look into Sylvia's book, Temples on the Other Side. And there is a temple that talks about artistic pursuits and
Bingo.
gives a
Thank
visual
you.
of it. And she includes meditations that you can go and visualize and be there and experience other artists coming through, experience your own art coming through and clarifying. Very, 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 very amazing tool. I'm so cheering you on. Go, just, oh, go forth. Go forth. There is something that we're going to hear about today that I think is relevant to this, and it's about not letting anybody erode one's faith in oneself. And it comes to mind. I'm excited for us to listen to it today. Okay. Couple more comments. Kristen shares, I've used Chris SOS, very helpful. The SOS special, very cool.
Great.
AC says, I'm currently going through grief after losing my grandma. I know she's probably happy on the other side, but not hearing her voice anymore makes me very sad.
Yeah. Yeah. We hear you. It's reminder, hopefully it helps, is take one day at a time, and this is just, it's part of being human.
Yes.
And when I mean, I think of things that I've heard Sylvia talk about, and it gives me humorous ideas, humorous thoughts of, there's no medicine for grief. It's just, you got to take steps, and whatever form it works for you, and be patient with yourself.
If it helps, there is a visual that I personally really like of, if you can visualize a pendulum swinging on a beautiful clock, and the pendulum, and what we want to be like in grief is to be that pendulum, where sometimes it's natural to be we're like, we feel okay being like, I'm good today, I'm gonna think about restoration sorts of activities. So maybe thinking about, what do I want to do today? How do I maybe want to try to adjust things? Maybe I want to talk with my therapist about rebuilding something in a positive way, whatever have you. So restoration sorts of things. Sometimes we're naturally there, and then something will happen, and we've swung back into the grief work. And our job, what I say to people that I work with in therapy is, our job is just to swing back and forth. Just let yourself swing. Wherever you're at right now, just honor it, and eventually it'll feel better. It'll start to swing over to the other side, and you just go back and forth, back and forth.
And it will eventually
Yeah.
settle out to feeling normal again.
I'll be very glad to light a candle for you, your family, your grandma, and for anyone else who is going through difficulties right now. I'll be very happy to light a candle. AC also adds, my job is very draining, and I want a new job that makes me happy. I'm going to start writing some petitions for everyone who's putting prayer requests in here. I'd be very honored to do that. And if the other reverends felt like it too, that would be fantastic. Because let's have a better 2026, folks.
Well, that's what's next.
Yes.
Special prayers, and also included in the novena.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll make sure to keep everybody's special prayers in mind for both of these prayer ceremonies.
Mm-hmm. One last comment. 2 comments. Victoria says, I saw an angel yesterday in the beautiful sky, and it was amazing. That is so cool. And then Gwendolyn says, hey guys, thank you for being here. Love you guys. Hey, love you right back. And feel very welcome to comment as we listen to, like, anytime. All right. Special prayers. Let's.
Special prayers. We encourage you to think of what it is. Think of the outcome. Visualize in your mind what that outcome is for that person, for yourself, for a group, whatever you're thinking about. Visualize what that outcome is. And we're going to ask for Mother God, the archetypes, archangels, and even our spirit guides to get involved because we need to be the ones that ask for that assistance. So we're going to visualize. We can put our hands upward, palms up like this, and let's take a moment and think of our special prayers. If you need to, you can say it out loud. Amen.
Amen.
And of course, posting in the comments, yes, that's public information. If you want to make a private prayer request, you can always go to the website and look for our prayer chain. Also, I encourage, be the prayer. If you see a need, fill it. We took care of that. We're not going to do that. But we are going to do trance segments, which will lead then into the meditation.
Fabulous. So we are continuing a talk from Francine from August 8th, 1989 on the differences between dark entities, gray entities, different shades of gray entities, and white entities. And so we're going to start with when to recognize why you like how to chart a dark entity in our life, like where, like, what does that look like from the other side perspective? Identifying statements said by dark entities versus gray entities, like how to tell the difference between the kinds of things that they say. There's about 6 shades of gray, which is interesting. Gray entities, here's a quote, "Gray entities are not bad entities." Interesting.
What was that movie? Something Shades of Gray? Sorry,
Too spicy. Something too spicy.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry.
Another quote. That's fine. Quote, "The closer you are to a gray entity, the less effective you are, unfortunately." Goodness. Another quote, "For every pearl that's dropped, there's an imitation beside it." And last, here's what I was thinking about for our beautiful writer who's listening. "Don't lose faith in yourself."
That's all on the first one? Wow, okay.
We have a lot today. Yeah.
Well, all right, here we go.
Here we go.
Yes.
Can we chart our children, or because that's what I was wondering.
Collectively, they're charted with us, yes.
So we could charting this one.
Oh, yeah. Usually what happens is when it's a chart that you're going to have 2 children and you don't know their names, you can pretty well, or you don't know them on the other side, you can pretty well know that you're in for a dark entity coming in.
Francine, am I dealing with a dark entity?
Oh, yes. I know who you're talking about, yes.
And because lately I've been feeling
Attacked.
anxious and attacked, and what I wanted to know is if you still felt that this is coming to a head.
Yes. And she wants to, but don't you see, everything's been held up.
Well,
She wanted to torture. Don't you see how she's wanted to torture?
I feel like I'm being tortured, and I'm still awaiting some
Results.
the results, and I was just wondering what you felt.
Well, you know for a fact the child is not his. You know that.
Yeah.
In all parts of your white soul, you know that.
Well, will that test come back conclusive?
Yes. In fact, there's a very sophisticated DNA test they're going to do on them.
They are doing it. And you were right. You told me before, and at the time I didn't understand it, and now I do perfectly well because I studied. And you told me that there would be a nuclear type.
Yes, of DNA testing.
And in actuality, it is. I didn't know this at first, but I just feel like when you were talking earlier about being tortured and feeling
terrible.
energy and everything, it's exactly.
And you've gone through a lot of what Sylvia's gone through too, having people turn against you, accuse you. I mean, those things are tragic things to have
But
happen.
my only salvation is thinking it's going to be over pretty soon.
It is for everyone. Yes.
So you said a little while ago about the dark gray entities. How do we treat those? They will not turn, most likely not turn to light?
The dark gray, no, they don't turn to light. No, they're well on their way to black, but the gray entities that approach, that want to find out. See, your gray entities, let me tell you how their mode of operation. Once you know their mode of operation, you can spot them in a minute. The gray entity will approach you and want to know what you're into. They will approach you and be very curious, but they're not scoffers. They are the ones, as she stated, will keep coming back. So tell me again. So I don't think I believe that, but tell me again. I think that's crazy, but tell me again. That's your gray entity. A white entity says immediately, there's no hesitation. It's something I've always believed. I've looked for it all my life. Look at you all going like that. One time at church, one class, one trance, one lecture, one book, one anything. And you say, my soul is, answered the call. All right. Dark entity says, I am convinced you are crazy, that Christ is the only God, or Mohammedan is the only God, or Buddha, or whoever. I belong to strict rules. I'm going to try to save you instead of you saving me. I think that you're into some kind of cult. They don't even let you explain. They don't even let you tell that you love Christ, that you love God, they won't let you tell anything. That's dark entity. Yes.
With my husband, I know I've asked you in the past, you said that he's already made his choice. How dark is he, or how gray? I don't feel
Gray.
He's gray. He's a dark gray?
He's medium. There's about 6 shades of gray.
Because it's so confusing because he's so supportive in some, in so many ways.
Well, gray entities are not bad entities. Please don't mistake that. The only problem is that the closer you are to the gray entity, the less effective you are.
Is that why I'm feeling so hell-bound?
That's why you get so sick at your stomach.
I've been petitioning to meet this guy who's financially significant to me. We had spoken on the phone, but I haven't heard back. Has there been an intervention of some kind?
Oh, there's been. Ask everybody in the room how many things have been held up. Ask her.
Is he coming back?
Oh, absolutely. It's like you get a little bit of a side shot of something and you don't get the whole thing. It's like for every little pearl that's dropped, there's an imitation one beside it. Everybody in this room, in small or large measure, and it certainly isn't the mark of your soul whether you're getting it large or small, but it's had the carrot dangled in front of their face financially, love-wise, health-wise. It's like, I'm not well, but I'm not going to die. I'm sick, but I'm not going to die. I'm not well enough to live. I have money, but not enough to really get by. Everybody in the room will collectively tell you almost the same thing, except for a few, but even they have their own problems of family. The anxiety level is unbearable. Unbearable.
But you said it's going to get better.
It's getting better. It peaked out last night at 8 o'clock. And it has been non-stop for almost 2 years. In fact, for Sylvia, 4 years, it has been nonstop. And he's shaking his head, and his has been for 4 to almost 5 years, the anxiety levels. And see why it's so significant to come in the early mornings and late at night is that's when you're at your lowest ebb. And I can tell you specifically from times to watch out for, not so much anymore, but I mean, and it wouldn't have done any good anyway, but look backwards on it, is that 3 o'clock in the afternoon was bad, 6 o'clock was bad, 9 o'clock was impossible. See, they use the Trinity hours to turn it against you.
It makes you lose faith sometimes.
You lose faith in everything. But see, what they want you to do is erode you. They want you more than anything, more than God or what I say or anything, to lose faith in yourself. And the futility of why in the world are you here in the first place. See, there is where the faith level is destroyed. It's at the very basic levels of your being. What am I doing? It screams the soul. What is happening? What good am I accomplishing? I don't have any money. I'm not going anywhere. I'm like a blob sitting around. I have no energy. Well, that's what everyone is screaming. Every one of your guides is hearing this. And tragically, you see, in your domain, you have to have money in order to live. That is an absolute biochemical need. The human being in the state of humanness must have money, unfortunately. And it's one of the commodities that is so scarce at this point, and that's all for a purpose too. You see, when that happened years ago, or even to this day, look what took over: communism. See how this is all conditioning for that kind of horror? Yes, and communism is a horror. There's no doubt about it. Fascism, communism, socialism. The only thing that should be socialized is your medicine, because it's all insane not to be able to get medical help.
Do you think they'll control handguns? Francine replies, the lobby factor of controlling handguns will never be a possibility.
Really? No. You see, that's also a worldwide thing, to control handguns so that you can be occupied and not fight back. I don't believe in violence, but everything in our philosophy, because you see, the thing that most people don't understand is white entities are warriors. White entities are not pacifist. The so-called bad Christian movement is pacifistic. And that's what led in all of this other insanity of fascism. Look at your convents are totally communistic. One rule: poverty, chastity, and obedience. That's the rule, actually, of communism. Now, when ruled in a religious state, it works better, but it never works. That's what Scientology was trying to do, was create its own communistic structure.
You had said that we come in colors of white, gray, and black. Okay, at the conception of us, whatever that is.
In the very beginning of us, we were made that way.
So man is not born good necessarily.
Oh no, absolutely not. That's what I said. Why would you want these people? They're dog meat. Oh no, they're not created good. Not all man is created equal nor good.
So at creation there were black entities.
At creation, they were black entities. Purposely black entities.
Would you say at the start that was all balanced?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But now, because water seeks its own level, always has, that's an absolute, is that they have all, as any other scum does, collects on one planet or one place.
There's fun food for thought. No, I do want to preface or remind that all this reference to dark and light, this is regarding soul color, dark being mean, evil,
Psychopaths. Yes.
there you go.
Malicious individuals.
White entities are nice, loving individuals.
Yeah.
And there's going to be more
Dogs,
discussion.
love your animals. Yep.
Yeah, well, there's going to be more discussion about the color, and it's related to soul color. And there are some comments about soul, skin, and just to differentiate between the two should be pretty evident.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what was my
Yes,
other?
please.
Oh, now some of these the comments about you're in a bad time at the this was during this when this trance was recorded, talking about these hard, difficult times, the negativity involved was subsiding or peaked and then is subsiding over time. This is going to help you have a notion of, oh my God, I feel so horrible, or why has this gone on so long? Why do I feel miserable for so long? These should help give some, what's the term, experiences of, oh, this looks familiar in my current life. This could be negativity, beating on me or hitting on me. So just things to think about when you're hearing this. It was from another time or in the past, but it's got relevance of helping you recognize when you may be being bombarded with negativity now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've given tools, we can talk more about tools, how to cut through that stuff and eliminate it. You were going to say.
Yes, it is so. I know that our country that we're streaming from in America is very, very politically charged right now, and we just heard a whole bunch of political ideologies just listed there. Soul color has nothing to do with what an individual has gotten aligned with politically. What we've heard in other trances is that politics has to do with everybody having a different point of reference. And so if someone is grown up in a situation where they have like a group culture around freedom and not being stepped on, and that's going to be a very different point of reference than an individual who grows up in a culture or a different part of the world that just has a different point of reference, and that
may enjoy helping others and encouraging about helping others. That's going to give versus I got to do things on my own. I want to support myself and be self-sufficient. Just those are like four different ideas, four different viewpoints.
Just different ideas, different viewpoints. Yes. So what she was saying was that the idea, like the towards the end there, she mentioned communism, socialism, fascism,
yep,
Scientology, and pacifist Christianity. She mentioned, so there was like five or more things that she mentioned there, just all as being like kind of terrible ideas. So she was just to emphasize it and underline the point. She's talking about ideas, not necessarily the people who are like trapped underneath there. And I just want to make sure that's very, very, very different, very distinct. We have to have warriors in society. Sylvia has said this. We have to have warriors in society. Otherwise, we'd be ruled by tyrants. And we have to have doctors, or everyone would be sick. And we have to have researchers in medicine and vaccines and preventive medicine, all that, or everyone would be sick. Like we have all of this in order to make it work. And I just don't, we just really, really want to encourage people not to label a person just because of what they believe. Like there was another trance that talked once about suicide bombers and like jihadists. And she said, the spirit guide said, it's like, those are zealots. And those are people who've been very, very brainwashed, and they aren't necessarily dark. And then once we get them on our side, they have to go through a process of having to be unbrainwashed, but that's still a white entity. That's still someone who signed up for that experience for their own spiritual purposes, to have a complete understanding of experience. So,
Or they
yeah.
asked for that experience. That's what's here. That's what this environment, this planet provides, is people's experiencing their curiosity. Which comes back to, I can't remember if it was Sylvia or Francine saying, don't judge the soul, judge the action.
The action.
Don't judge the person, you can judge
what
the
we can do.
action.
That's what we can do.
Okay.
Okay.
Did we answer
Very
everybody's
exciting.
questions?
Thomas says, okay, thanks, Kat. Someone else asked another question. It's like, didn't God create all entities white initially? And please.
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes.
That's my understanding of it as well.
Yes.
What happened the moment they were created is some decided that, no, I'm not going to stay white. I'm going to be dark. To me, that's still the creation of. We had, when we're on the other side, not incarnated, we have our free will choice. And that's their free will choice to say, no, I'm going to go away from God. And many others said, yes, I'm going to stay with God and stay connected with God.
Comment over on Facebook says, Kristen says, Francine for president.
Oh. that would go over. We haven't had a female president in the United States.
Yeah.
Several other countries have taken our lead and have already had their female presidents. I could just see trying to convince people to elect a dead person for president.
Sylvia did write in her prophecy book, she said that we would be so sick of the chaos by about 2026 that America would choose a different, would go through a constitutional revision, because we would be so sick of the chaos that came with having a president. For whatever that's worth, it is.
I need to go back and read that again. Was that in prophecy?
Yeah.
Did you recall? I gotta go read that again, because I want the details stuck in my mind, because I've been just watching over time events and how they seem to be going to meet what she spoke about.
Yes. It hasn't gone exactly how she predicted, but she's consistently said that 2026 would just be the most tumultuous year on a national level. What she had predicted is that somebody would die in office of a heart attack, and then the vice president would then declare war, a quote disastrous war. I remember her using that word, disastrous war on North Korea, and then by that point, someone would try to assassinate the now president, formerly vice president.
Yeah.
And then at that point, everyone would just be so sick of having a president that it would be like, can we try like the Roman Greek Senate thing, and just have that? Just have 100 folks. Can we just try that and just keep it simple? So that's what she predicted would happen, and so we'll see what happens.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fun reminder.
Yeah.
Any other comments, or do we want to get to the next?
Yeah, lots of chuckles about Francine, and then Raheem for vice president, and Rican president head. lots of chuckles. Let's go to our second segment. We're going to hear about how so many Black people are very bright white entities. I'm only 20%
So
black. I was
skin color
excited there for a second. Yeah,
referencing.
so skin color reference, yes. And conversely, Francine is going to say, conversely, a lot of white people have very dark souls. So you can't tell by just looking at someone, so don't do it. You fell a warrior by making them depressed and financially broke. And Francine's thoughts on a Japanese Buddhist movement. And then she's going to clarify hermits, like what a hermit is and what it's not.
Cool. All right. Here
Yeah.
we go.
Notice how ghettos don't move. People seek out the ghettos. The ghettos don't get larger. The people push them to largeness. You can't take people out of the ghettos. Now, that doesn't mean they're not white entities in the ghettos. Of course there are. This is not disparaging against any dark entities. I'll tell you what's very amazing, though. So many white entities come in the form of black people. It's almost an oxymoron. In other words, a white entity will take on a black exterior. It's almost a joke. And look who's been any more persecuted than the blacks. Is hurt, is demoralized, is looked upon as degraded, and I think that's why Sylvia loves Kenya so much. She feels the whiteness in the black entities that is so strong. The simplicity, the love, the childlikeness, the touching of fingertips, the smiling, the happiness, she really feels the whiteness there. It's almost an oxymoron situation for a white entity to come into a dark body, where a lot of white entities have dark souls. Yes.
Francine, when we started out coming down here, were there only black and white, and then some of the white switched to grays, or did some people come down from grays, and if so, if the whites come from Nouveau, where did the grays come from?
Grays come from well, it won't make any sense to you, but I'll tell you, from an eastern portion of the Andromeda. And grays can stay grays forever, which we don't really understand why they stay on the fence, but it's very much like in life. There are some people that never make a commitment either way. So the individuality of the soul holds true all the way through. Now, it's interesting to know, too, that the grays have their own place. They don't mix with the whites or the Nouveauites on the other side. The Nouveauites, like I said, are warriors. And what better way to fell a warrior is not by a gunshot or a knife, is make them depressed, tired, anxious, and don't let them have any money. That's how you fix them. That's another thing, though, that white entities have, is the blockage. Remember when I talked to you extensively about the dead time and the foxholes and the radio was dead? I was trying to prepare you for the fact that you were dug in now and you couldn't get out for a while. But what I'm saying is now you're able to get out. You're able to get out and walk across bridges and things, and pretty soon the static will clear up.
I was just wondering about Japanese Buddhist movement that seems to be growing. I've been approached by somebody. What kind of a group is this?
I think it's all right, except I don't like the idea that they chant and
They don't say anything about God.
No, they don't say anything about God, and they want to just get a lot of numbers. And that worries me. Anybody that's trying to get a lot of numbers. I'm not interested in numbers. I'm interested in the strength of what we do have.
Are they all right?
They're all right. They're just a little too grabby. Yes.
In 2004, will we feel a difference in the dark light?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
More light?
More light.
From then on through the rest of time?
Yes. Yes, it begins to get, see, these are not the halcyon days. These are the hell days.
So that would be more like Paradise on Earth type?
Well, there's not going to be anything what I call paradise on earth, but it's very much the time of peace and joy and laughter, not this See, there's nothing worse for a white entity that wants to be into a battle than to have to worry about where they're going to get their next meal. Or $1.99 chicken dinner.
Dark entities usually reincarnate right away rather than...
Oh, they go right in. They go in faster than a suicide does.
Are they going to do that again?
Oh, they'll do it forever.
So
At least until such time as God decides to absorb them back. Asna has absolutely nothing to do with them. He's the only one that takes any time with them at all, or is kind enough to take them back. She would just as soon slaughter them. I mean, she has no... you see, but you're talking about an entity with full vengeance, love, wrath, all the emotions in full blown.
So after 2004, they're still going to come back in, but they're not going to be maybe as powerful because they're younger? Or...
No, they'll go to another planet and wreak havoc with it because they've done as much damage as they're going to do here. They've got their own souls that they wanted. Yes.
Francine, dark entities try to deplete our energy so that we can't fight the dark force. Is that
That's right. Oh, absolutely. It's an erosion.
And as you said in petitioning Asna, that it strengthens her and it comes back to us.
That's
so
right.
And
then she gives you the energy to fight.
So the more we petition Asna, the stronger we become.
Absolutely, collectively.
So we will be stronger in getting through all of this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm talking about on your own singular level as well as collectively.
Okay.
Because I'm very concerned about your singular level of dealing with all this stuff. And you're not the only ones. Like I said, white entities all over the world are feeling this at this time. Yes.
This is a hermit though, like you hear about like holy men go, be by himself and meditate and purify. Well, by nature I'm a hermit because I bumped into a lot of black people and.
Oh no, you're not the kind of hermit that you've become a hermit because you were forced to by your society and the way you grew up and how you've been pushed in the background, but you're not a hermit basically. If you were a hermit, you wouldn't come here. No, you're not a hermit. No, not at all. If anything, you're very loving and kind and gentle and sweet. You absolutely are. And more people in the group should get to know you better because you have a lot to share with people. Yes.
I've been feeling like there's something I should be doing to get ready for the transition. What?
Well, I mean, after all, no, I think, you're the type of person, you're like Sylvia. You carry all the fruit in your pocket and then wonder what you're going to give people. You have all the wherewithal within your own soul. You're a nurse, and you're a darn good one. You're also a therapy type person. I mean, you have over and above the skills that the world needs to be a holistic healer. Because you're sanctioned by medical as well as now you can take off on the holistic. And that's what you can give.
I just feel very inadequate.
All white entities feel inadequate. Remember what I just said to Shirley? I said, it's this feeling of, so what have I done and what have I accomplished and what good am I and what do I need to do and how much more can I do and boy, I really messed up and I didn't do it right. And it just goes on and on until everybody's crazy with it.
I didn't write anything. It's helpful tidbits. Again, like I had mentioned, these are things to keep in mind that when you get a sense of, oh, I've heard about this in trance, the experience, the negativity, these are, these are tools to say, oh, I know how to get out of this. I know how to adjust this. I know how to protect myself. I know how to keep my emotions elevated through this. You're muted.
Yes, I was. I was like, let me try to open this tab as quickly as I can. See if I can sneak it. No, didn't work. We heard, I think there was a couple of really brilliant things that really stood out to me in this last segment. You don't come at a warrior with a knife. We've heard this before. Like, that's not how you take out a warrior. And she said that all white entities are, have this warrior sort of characteristic to them. Like even people who I I have in the past thought as being like, oh, they're a marshmallow. Like, what is this person going to do? Like, I think that there's still a capacity in there. Like, there's a lion inside people if you get them in the right circumstance that they can activate, dig in, like take a big bite out of things. And we see that with mothers. Like, you see mother being like the sweetest possible thing until her babies are threatened, and then it's just like, oh my God. Wrong words were spoken that day. Oh my goodness. So you don't come at a warrior with a knife. You take out a warrior by making them depressed, taking their money away, taking their family away, like that sort of thing. That stays with me constantly whenever I'm with someone who is struggling with depression in my life, in my circles or anything like that. I say, listen, you cannot let any situation come at you and start letting it take you off the field. Take a break from it, sure, but don't let it take you out of the fight forever. Because that is just that literally is how darkness, whether directly or indirectly, that is how it wins. It's by making us feel like, oh, there's no point in voting. There's no point in me fighting for anything. There's no point in me like talking to my boss about this totally unprofessional person. There's no point in me doing any of this. Oh, I'm just going to give up. Oh, I'm just going to give up. It's a cynicism. Cynicism is a darkness. And so it could be a person. It can be a statement. It can be a thought. It can be like darkness can come in a lot of different formats. And man, oh man, oh man. I love phrasing it using Francine's and Raheem's characteristics of saying you don't take out a warrior by squaring up and being like, hey, you want to rumble, because a warrior's got to rise up to that. It's like, no, it's more insidious. It's like taking their hope away, taking their money away, taking their family away, making them feel like they are ineffective and make them lose faith in themselves. That's how you take somebody out. And so I think about that all the time, and I'm just like, ooh, we're not playing this game. No. Got to keep that fighting spirit alive. So I really, really loved that. And I really appreciated the clarification where this gentleman had said, I've been a hermit my whole life. And she says, no,
feels like he's been.
Yeah. And she says, I wish people would listen to you, but you came from a situation where people were, that just wasn't in the cards at the time, but I wish people around you would listen to you because you have so much to say. And I thought that was such a beautiful, beautiful gift for his self-esteem and his estimation of self. I thought that was so lovely.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people would wish a lot of people could hear something similar, because they're just like, I don't belong anywhere. I don't do, like, no. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have so much to say. Just because you might have started off in a family situation or something where people were not good listeners, that doesn't mean that you don't belong and that you aren't lovable and wonderful and just incredible human being. So just some interesting thoughts there.
Yes.
I just have one more. I'm sorry. I'm on fire today. I'm so sorry. When she said that, when someone asked, like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I was approached by a Japanese Buddhist individual. I was, just curious what your thoughts are. I think that I appreciated what Francine said, is that, there's a lot of lovely people out there. There's a lot of lovely movements, and that's fine. Just beware of people who are collectors.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is very, very a wise observation for a lot of New Age movements and New Age teachers who are out there, is that they do seem like they just want more followers, more likes, more subscribers, just for the sake of clout. And I think that's quite wrong. Makes me very angry, actually, seeing how common it is. So thank you for the words there, Francine. For our next segment, though, we have a special meditation.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Were there any other... I'm not sure we heard anybody else's, so get 2 comments out of the... And then we'll do the meditation. For everyone else, now it's time to start prepping for the meditation. It's not really long, but it's longer than usual. So I encourage you to find a comfortable place while she's finishing with these 2 comments.
Yeah. So a couple comments. Tom, Victoria says Tom is a comedian. He is. He's so funny, you guys. He's like this all the time. Tom is hilarious. Love Tom. Kristen says, great advice, Kat. They want to create despair, but light takes down darkness. Amen, sister. Mm-hmm. Okay, are we about ready?
I'm ready.
Beautiful. I love it.
All right. For those of you that want to participate, now's the time to find a comfortable place to sit with your feet flat on the floor and your palms upward on your lap to receive that wonderful healing energy. For those of you that need to pay attention to what you're doing, don't pay attention to us, but by all means come back and listen to these wonderful meditations in the on-demand when it's appropriate. Other than that, oh, it is ready. Okay, here we go.
All right, I want to do a brief meditation prayer with you so you can collectively, in your consciousness, and I want to put the gold light around you because gold is the color that's the fancy of Asna. She loves the gold even more than purple. So let us use the gold for her tonight and the pink. And let us feel that around us, around this gold and this pink, has appeared a 6-point star. And that star seems to come right out from the very back of us. This 6-point star radiating out like a glorious prism, a glorious crystal, and reaching straight up into the heavens. And with this gorgeous prism effect, right in the center of how this is manifested in the sky, this 6-point, illustrious, gorgeous prism of light, she appears right in the circle of that light that is manifested in all of her beauty and all of her glory, with all of the entities that attend her, from the Pleiades to Andromeda, that are here now hovering to help, to Crab Nebulites, but mainly in all of her glory, in her gorgeous long tresses, in her golden circular headband, in her beautiful golden flowing garments, that she is the Madonna, that she is the Queen of Peace, that she is the Queen of Love, and with this golden gossamer garment, she encircles and enfolds the whole room. And you feel this tremendous vibration of love. And while you're enfolded within this beautiful gossamer golden gown of light, of stars, you may petition, you may ask an end to the pain, to the collective consciousness for each and every one of you, for the church, for Sylvia, for yourself. Ask for the release of pain for every single solitary entity. And feel your whole soul infiltrated by the love and the giving and the miraculous healing and energy giving. Feeling of her love, her constancy, and her miracle giving. And you ask this in the name of the God that holds you within the palm of his hand. The Mother God that surrounds and protects you and champions you and wars for you. And for the Christ consciousness that came down with you. That you are warriors for God, that nothing will change you, that nothing will stop you. That for the love of God and your dedication to God, that you will be true soldiers for her and for God. And for this you will gain your everlasting peace and light. Keep this mantle of love around you. Keep my mantle of love around you. Keep your soulmate's mantle of love, your spirit guides, your archetype, your divas. Know that you're protected and loved by each and every one of us. And bring yourself out. And God bless you. If I don't see you, next time I will see you again, or I will come and see you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Well, that was interesting. That was the last recording for that trance segment. When we come back in January, we're going to start a new one. So it'll be fun, new information. Man, talk about rejuvenation and getting to the nooks and crannies and saying, popping out the negativity and holy mackerel. What'd you get from that? Oops, hold on. Say it again.
Ah!
There you go. Now you're on.
My physical being is buzzing.
Yeah.
I was thinking about next. This is a beautiful moment considering next phases of life with Asna's help, and just felt really beautiful.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do we lose everybody, or did they all disappear because of the meditation? Or
This is fitting because Mother Asna's feast day is right around the corner.
yes,
So,
which is December 8th.
yes.
Which is, wait a minute, is that
Monday. Yes.
Monday? Okay, so Monday. I'm going to be posting a Sunday service for Mother Asna's feast day. The first Sunday should also be the church in Las Vegas. They're having it on Sunday, but we officially talk about December 8th being Mother Asna's feast day.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the church service. You'll get an idea on the celebration, the ceremony, and I believe it'll talk about the process of this is the strongest time of year, most powerful time of year to write petitions. Fun. All right. Any other comments, or are we just gonna move on forward?
Tons of Merry Christmases.
All right.
And Reverend Danny says, I feel like I'm armed and ready to fight. Thomas says, I'm ready to fight for Asna. Reverend
Wow.
Cass is posting a fight. And yeah, just Kristen says, I love Mother Asna. So beautiful. Thank you for this, Tom. Garden says, Merry Christmas, love and light to everyone's homes and hearts. And may love, prosperity, and protection be to all. Amen. Merry Christmas. Just so grateful for everyone here and our community, and the warmest welcome to anyone finding us at any point. Just absolute blessings your way. So,
well, we're not done yet. We got a couple more things here. Want to reciprocate happy holidays to everyone that's been expressing Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to us. Thank you for those. However, if you have any questions about what we shared, feel free to post in chat or email us questions to newspirit@novus.org. Of course, we appreciate listeners both live and on demand. You can show your appreciation for New Spirit Radio by sharing, liking, and subscribing. Check out our websites. Where are we? Oh, novus.org, sylviabrowne.com, chrisrightnow.com. Half of you know that we're on Facebook, and the other half appear to know that we're on YouTube. We also are active on Discord. Thank you very much. I'm hoping we can start combining, getting Instagram in there too. It's one of those like, oh, one more thing to one more thing to figure out. However, that's a goal for and see what we get from that. You can learn more about our philosophy by starting a study group. You can learn more about that on our website at novus.org. Yes, on the first Sunday of the month, I spoke about a Sunday service, a recording of Sunday service that I'm going to be providing on the first Sunday. Yes, we have a live Sunday service in Las Vegas that you can either be in person, be invited to be in person, or they stream it live on a private Facebook group that you can be invited to as well. Also, on the last Sunday of the month, our Reverend Ellen Schloss hosts a special Sunday Zoom service that you can be invited to as well. We've got that. Now's the time for the novena that I spoke about. I'll give a brief explanation and then I'll lead us in this special prayer. I'm going to say a phrase and we are going to say it together, and we're going to say the phrase 3 times, and then I'll tell you what to ask for, and we're going to do that 3 times. That phrase is, I am God, I am part of God, I am God. All things are possible because I am God. It's a helpful reminder. It could be used as a, not trance, but I'm forgetting the 2 words about mantra or something positive to think about. It ties into our tenet number 10 that says, let no one convince you that you are less than a God. Do not let fear imprison your spiritual growth. And what I encourage you to do is visualize that we're all holding hands together, and it doesn't matter when you're listening to this. Imagine, visualize that we're all holding hands together in the huge ring, whether we're inside or out in space in the velvety darkness. And I'm going to lead us off. Here we go. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, ask for things for yourself. Okay, here's the second one. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, ask for things for others. Okay, and the last one. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, picture our light going out like a beacon of light for others seeking this spiritual knowledge. Think of something you appreciate from last week so you can carry that thought through next week or next month to help keep you mentally appreciative, positive, and uplifted. Now, show your appreciation to Francine and Rahim for researching all of this wonderful knowledge, Sylvia for coming to this insane asylum of the universe to start this movement, and for showing us how to get some peace of mind and grace while we're here, Asna for helping us and protecting us, and Father God for providing us the most prestigious school for us to experience, learn, and satisfy our unique spark of curiosity. Appreciate Bob Engel for what he does in the background, Sammy and Javon especially for our theme music, our intro outros. Writing, setup, and hosting is Reverend Catherine Taylor. Editing, technical direction, and hosting is Reverend Tom Bigley. And now a prayer by Sylvia. That's right, I gotta select this. This will be fun. Okay, here's the prayer. If I selected it the right way. Appropriately, because it's Mother Asna's feast day, it's the prayer is Mother God Asna. Here we go.
Prayer to our beloved Mother God Asna. My beloved Asna, let your mantle surround us and protect us. Our Mother, we address you as a miracle worker, the glorious vehicle of intercession and healing support. We petition you as a queen and guardian of the world to bring your grace and beneficence into our lives. We adore and honor you as a companion of our blessed Creator, God the Father. We accept you as a counterpart of our creation and give our hearts and souls to you in service. We know you can help us fulfill our preordained chart for our own perfection. We also know that we may petition you for our needs and desires. Please state your petitions here. Dearest glorious Mother, Queen of the universe, our love is endless and our devotion is unwavering. Protect us from the failings of our own egos. Protect us from the negativities of life and the darkness that can surround us. Let your life of emotional understanding be a reflective shield against any evil. If we fail to remember you each day, dearest Mother, remember us and be waiting for us at the end of our lives so we can behold your glorious countenance. We ask this in the name of the Mother, Father, and Christ consciousness. Amen.
Thank you, Mother Asna. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Happy Mother Asna's Feast Day. We'll see you in 2026.
Ignored you as if you were not there. All praise went to the Father. We were so unaware that through the years you've shed your tears for all the pain we bear. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You've planted every blade of grass, creator of the stars. And when I'm feeling down and out, you mend my broken heart. So now I sing this song of thanks because of who you are. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You're more than a friend to me. You give me everything I need. In your peace you hold me tight. You are the bringer of the light. With no fear we boldly stand. Because you hold this world in your hands. You are the truth. You are the hope and love we never knew. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. Mother God.